So, I thought I'm gonna do a tour of my shop, or my garage and shops, what I have here. We live in Suonenjoki, Finland. I lived in America for 20 plus years, and I decided to move back to Finland, and this is my shop basically, and the garage nobody ever parks in. It's all my toys and tools on here. So, quick tour from this side, and then we move on to the other side. So, here's my kids' toys for now. Here's a new solar panel for one of my other summer houses I will install next week. Here are all my mosquito magnets. Everybody probably knows in America, in Alabama and Texas, I think you know. These are the mosquito magnets. This is the stands for it. Here's the 3 magnets. They work with gas bottles. And these are as well mosquito killers. I have 5 of them. Here's our backup fridges and freezers. Here's my backup beer. Here's my backup beer.
And then backup.
Backup beer for the backup beer. Because I have friends coming all the time, so. And we have about 20 miles to town, so it's quite far, so I always buy bigger and bulkier, much easier. So here are my tires. Here are my more toys, more carts for the kid. Stuff, like old ones I actually get from the used, not the used store, secondhand store mostly, but it's fun because I like to fix them up and do them. And then here's all my sandblasting stuff and my tire changing things, my lifts and my bottle jacks. And here's my sandblasting cabinet, which I got from Germany, compressor. Here's my, I think every kid's dream. It's a Pappatunduri. It's a Finnish moped, which actually is not Finnish because they steal the tank from the Garelli moped. Then the frame is Garelli. The motor is Puck. It's an Austrian motor, but it's called the Finnish moped. So everybody always wants one, and then now it's became in again driving something like that. So here's all my gas bottles, backup gas, gasoline, backup sauna oven if one should go bad or doesn't work anymore in one of the properties. Then I have my pump for the summer. I have to hook up by the lake at some point. My boat's gasoline, my boat's tanks. That's a pump that gets us water to all the property from the lake to the property. So it's about maybe 100 feet, but that's what it is. So gas heaters. Here's all my camping gear. It's a bit unorganized now. I will do it in the summer again. I'm going to take them all out and I reorganize the shelving units and get rid of half of the stuff, but it's pretty minimal already. So then this is this part of the shop, or garage, or whatever you want to call it. This part of the shop is where I fix my four-wheelers, snowmobiles, everything. It has a slight slant to it, so the water runs off. If I drive in with snowmobiles, they're full of water and ice and snow. It drips off and goes into the just basic water system, drainage and then leaching in the over the leach field. But this is actually most of it inspired by Wranglerstar, and it was interesting story because I watched him. I started watching him 10 years ago when I was in America and California, and I always craved going back to that lifestyle, and I always wanted it. So, and then slowly became closer. I sold the restaurants in America and my catering business and everything sold, and I moved back to Finland. I have now restaurants here, but this is mostly inspired by Wranglerstar and a few other people, but mostly the Wranglerstar. He made me kind of move back to Finland. Does it sound weird? I'm one of his probably biggest admirers. He made me really realize there's more to work, more to life than just work and just career. So that's quite interesting. So it's all actually, if you all look around, it's I can show you why I did it. And I was always a very organized person, and it's all basically organized. And I'm super German, all my screws and stuff, and I've always back up. And I'm not much of a hoarder. There's one chainsaw is in the car at any given time. Oh, that's an old gambling machine, old Finnish gambling machine. It's kind of funny. It's actually really rare. And then you put money in there, and then you have to find the slots. We can turn on later, and we can take a little gambling moment. You have any cash, Brennan? You want to lose some?
You might as well get rid of my euros here.
I know. And it's funny, we always talk about shops, and it's big enough, it's big enough. It's never big enough. It always outgrows your needs. I mean, I'm always tight. I wish I had a I don't know, 400 square meters times, what is it, 400 times 9, like a 3,000 square foot shop somewhere in the woods, and I could actually build it, but do I really need it? I'd love to have it, but I like it warm inside, so it's probably super expensive to heat it, but at some point maybe, when I get old and retire. Here's all my metal stuff, all my metal working, here's all my grinders, all the metal things basically, metal working stuff here. Here I weld, the welding card is over there. And then that's basically my forge over there. I built that just for fun to test it out once. It's as well because of Wranglerstar, because he put something in my head and I won't forget it. And I won't forget it. And I was in America, I was sitting in Santa Monica on my desk in my little house, about 20 blocks from the beach. And so I watched Wranglerstar episode, and he is fixing a shovel, and the old handle was broken off, or the whole, what is it? No, the handle was broken off. So he repaired it, and then he put pins in it instead of screws. Like, hey, new handle, a couple of screws in it, that's it. No, he put pins in it. So I do the same thing. I do the same thing exactly. I don't do things. I paint him my own color. He has like, I don't know, he paints him like red. I don't remember what it was, red or black. I paint mine like this gray, bluish, all my shovels, all my stuff I paint. So it's fun how one man can have so much influence on another. Oh, here. Why do you think I have a saw? Because of Wranglerstar, I took it camping. I mean, it's an influence he has, or influence YouTubers make, or people who are on the internet. You can make a huge influence on people. That's it. I don't know. Let's move on to the next one. So that's my original shop when I built the garage, when I was still in America. This was my original shop. I'm gonna dump this out quick for a second. Sorry. Sorry for the interruption, but this was the first shop I had until here, and that was it. So it was okay when you're here on vacation, a summer vacation, you hang out here for a little bit, because if you start doing things here, you live here, and you have to start fixing things yourself. Because again, it's if you go to town, it's 20 miles or 18 miles to town, 20 miles to town. It's quite far away to get a bolt or screw or a piece of board or lumber or something. So you always have backup. That's what Wranglerstar doesn't have, a coffee station in the shop. I do. I like my coffee station. And it's like, I don't know, here's all my so much spray cans, paints, Roundup, all the mosquito sprays and all liquid stuff what the little one could get a hold of, and I don't want him to get a hold of. It's like all Roundups and stuff what you don't normally have, like here. Oh, it's vinegar, no, but oh, whatever. But it's all the stuff here, like gunpowder and stuff, so it's all in here, it's always locked up. And here's the key, I lock it off, the key is right here. Now everybody knows where my key is, but it doesn't matter. So, okay, it's locked, but anyways. That's my grinding station. It's all the grinding tools. This one I bought because of Wranglerstar. What kind of hack job I did prior? Always like freehanding stuff, and then I saw this, he's doing this, so I bought it. And
what is it?
That's you can sharpen your chisels and your planes easier, and here's always the look. again a Wranglerstar thing. I have my chisel and my plane. They're perfectly set up here, so I stick them here, and then I have the perfect degree for sharpening. That's for chisel, that's for the plane. Chainsaw sharpener. You know, like he said, why not have a nice wooden screwdriver on the one station you needed? I found an old wooden screwdriver. I cleaned the paint off, linseed oil, and that's my screwdriver for this station. It doesn't go anywhere. Then I have here all my license plates. The only license plates I don't have is Alaska. It's the only one I'm missing. And I've heard it's quite hard to get an Alaskan license plate. But, you know, always these people come here and they say, oh my God, you got all the states here. It's great. Did you collect them? It took me 10 years to collect them all. I bought them in like used stores and whatever. I bought those signs. And then even the Americans come here and they look at it and they said, listen, one license plate doesn't belong here. And then people look and they read there, they start New Hampshire, Nevada, Michigan, South Carolina. Then we have Maine, Texas, Montana, Wisconsin, Arkansas, Washington, Minnesota, Colorado, Maryland, Nebraska, Florida, New Jersey, beautiful British Columbia, land of New Mexico, North Carolina. They keep reading, the Americans even. BC, it's Canada, people. It's Canada. It's not America.
Too far north.
I know, but they keep reading, you know. It's like, oh no, well, there's nothing wrong with them. So no, it's Canada. Oh. Anyways, it's Idaho and Iowa and Connecticut. And that's my wood shop, wood part of it. I have a little bit of a, I don't know. I keep some of the stuff here. I can whittle and do stuff. And I don't know. Here's some woods I get from a friend of mine from Dubai. His name is Tommy. His father is German, so is my father German. His mother is Finnish. My mother was Finnish. But the funny thing was that both of our parents were together in the army, our dads. And we have a summer house across from each other, which has nothing to do with this, basically. It's kind of funny. It was a coincidence. But he gives me always like summer. He comes back in the summer for vacation, and he brings me like different woods. This is like some sort of, I don't know, Madagascan bongo wood, whatever the name is. I don't remember. But I have tons of stuff here, like little pieces and stuff I can whittle something out of, and axe handles and things I can fix up. And these ones I all made myself. Again, because of Wranglerstar. Again, just stuff like this I like to do. My mom's old chisel, she bought them somehow, and then I just put new handles on it and a couple of little rings and stuff. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's things they made me happy when I got here, 2.5, 3 years ago. Oh, this one, I bought because of Wranglerstar. I would have no idea about this thing. I bought it because of Wranglerstar. Then you look at, I don't know, things like handles here, axes. I'll have my own thing. I clean them up. I put linseed oil on it. I scratch the lacquer off, or the varnish I scratch off, because Wranglerstar said, oh, it's no good. I said, oh, is that really that bad? Yeah, it is actually. You take it off, you put linseed oil on it, and I have it here. And I found an old can, an old motor oil can. I clean it out, and this is my linseed oil container. So that's a tour of my shop. Now you know where I'm at if I'm not cooking steaks. That's my lifestyle after the steak cooking. Thank you. See you soon.